On the eve of the engagement, the girl confessed to me that she was pregnant. I happily broke the news to my parents. The whole family was over the moon with happiness. But the girl's family decided to use the child as a lever of pressure on me. They declared the pre-arranged engagement room not prestigious enough and through friends managed to transfer the celebration to a 5-star hotel. I was unhappy, but for the sake of the baby that Liu Ruyan was carrying, I endured. However, her parents got into the mood. The ransom, negotiated at 88,000, suddenly rose to 188. My face instantly fell. 180. 8,000 is a completely different amount. Liu Ruyan's mother calmly said, 80. 8,000 is the price for one of my daughters. Now the daughter is pregnant, which means that the ransom doubles. I looked at Liu Ruyan. Do you think so too? She met my gaze for a moment, lowered her eyes, and said softly, I obey my mother. Liu Ruyan and I have been dating for 7 years. We've been fine all this time. We've never had a fight. I had no idea that she was so dependent on her mother. Mom, knowing my short temper and afraid that I would upset Liu Ruyan and she would worry during pregnancy, immediately pulled me aside and entered into negotiations herself. Matchmaker, we agreed on 88,000. You suddenly changed the amount to 188 without even warning in advance. It's kind of unhuman. Liu Ruyan's mother grinned. If I were to sort out the rules with you rednecks, you would be on your knees in front of me right now. My mother, touched to the quick, nevertheless found the strength to continue for the sake of my happiness. My husband and I have one son. Everything we gain is his. We are ready to do anything for the sake of the young, but we just can't raise 188,000 now. Is there any way to come to an agreement? Liu Ruyan's mother glanced at her daughter's stomach and said disdainfully, 180, 8,000, not a penny less. Otherwise, forget my daughter. Don't use fancy words about everything will be yours later. Then you still don't know what will happen. Real money is what's real now. I couldn't stand it. There is exactly 100,000 difference between 88 and 188,000. You didn't warn us. You put up an exorbitant bill. Where can we get that kind of money? I turned to Liu Ruyan and asked point blank, you won't marry me at 188,000? I was a leading specialist in an IT company with an annual income of over $1 million. 188,000 is a heavy sum for me, but still uplifting. It wasn't that really angered me, but the attitude of the Liu family. Liu Ruyan's mother immediately turned to her daughter. See, you haven't married yet, and they don't put you in anything anymore. What will it be like for you there after the wedding? Liu Ruyan took my hand in confusion and pulled me out into the hallway. There she quietly asked, Liu Beimu, today is such a day, our engagement day. For the sake of the child, please give in to Mom. Everything was boiling inside me. Give in? This is not a concession. You violated the agreement. And anyway, Liu Ruyan, don't forget, you were the one who proposed to me first. Everything was fine in words, but when it came to specific agreements, everything went awry. The wedding apartment that my parents bought for me 8 years ago turned out to be not high enough status. I had to spend another 500,000 on a new one. My car is a BMW. According to them, one is not enough. Buy another Mercedes, fully expecting the bride's parents to use it as a family car. I earn a lot, and I'm not financially attached. I thought that since she was marrying me, she shouldn't need anything. But I can't let them use me forever. Liu Ruyan continued to coax. Liu Beimu, I understand that this is unfair, but my family really needs this money now. A brother marries, a ransom, an apartment, a car, altogether pulls at least 188,000. I looked at her with impossible surprise. Liu Ruyan, will Mom give the money that I will pay as a ransom for you to your brother's wedding? You're just being used as a cash cow. Liu Ruyan knew everything. She was silent, but the answer was written on her face. Everything is obvious. My parents realized that she was pregnant and I was probably going to marry her, so they decided to put up an exorbitant bill. Your brother's wedding is your parents' problem. Let them decide for themselves. 188,000. I don't have it. Liu Ruyan grabbed my hand in a panic. Liu Beimu, I know you're not greedy. The main thing is that you and I have a good time together. Isn't that enough? We haven't gotten married yet, but it's already like this. If we get married, what happens next? Seeing that I wouldn't budge, Liu Ruyan turned her attention to my parents. Uncle, Aunt, I understand that we are wrong, but at 188,000, Mom won't let me get married. You're not just thinking about me, you're thinking about your grandson. The parents started negotiations again for the sake of the child. In the end, we agreed on 166,000. As soon as the deal was done, Mom and Dad started calling relatives and friends to raise money. I wanted to stop them, but Mom took my hand. Beimu, okay, 166,000. We'll overcome it with our relatives. You know, you had a trauma in childhood, it might not work out with children. And then Ruyan immediately became pregnant. It's a gift from fate. Let's all meet each other halfway. I looked at Liu Ruyan's stomach and sighed heavily. For the sake of the child, I'll give in again. An hour later, the money was collected. Everyone returned to the table. Liu Ruyan's parents, having received 166,000, signaled the waiter. It's time to serve the dishes. But as soon as the food appeared on the table, Liu Ruyan's mother spoke again. Well, the ransom is settled. Now we need to talk about the apartment. I was a little taken aback. The apartment has already been bought for 500,000. Liu Ruyan's mother said with an unctuous smile. That was before. Now Ruyan is expecting a baby. 2 people will enter the house, so we need 2 apartments. The second one is written in the name of Ruyan's younger brother. The fire that had just settled in me flared up with renewed vigor. Mom squeezed my hand. Hold on. Dad turned to Liu Ruyan's parents. We have one son. He will get everything. We are ready for anything for the sake of the young. But putting the apartment on Brother Ruyan is somehow not quite fair, don't you think? Liu Ruyan's mother said sourly. Last year, the neighbors married off their daughter, so the groom gave both 188,000 and an apartment to his father-in-law. If Ruyan gets less, people will laugh. Dad frowned and began to consult with Mom in a whisper. I stood up and said sharply in response, You're talking about a ransom and an apartment from the groom, but why don't you talk about the bride's dowry? The bride brought 188,000 and a new Maybach from those neighbors, and your dowry is 2 sets of bed linen. I was silent. But now you want to pin the apartment for my brother on me as well? This is beyond all reason. There are no such gifts. Liu Ruyan's mother immediately attacked me. When did the elders start interrupting? Redneck, not a drop of education. I turned to Liu Ruyan. And you just sit there and watch your mother insult me? Liu Ruyan, fidgeting in place, mumbled. Lu Beimu, Mom is the eldest person. She's saying this for your own good. I raised my hand and brushed the tablecloth off the table. She's not my senior. She came here specifically to make trouble. Liu Ruyan, 166,000 ransom is my last limit. If you want to get married, get married. If you don't want to, it's your will. Tears glistened in Liu Ruyan's eyes. She lowered her head and said softly, I obey my mother in everything. Liu Ruyan's mother angrily jumped up and dragged her daughter to the exit. Ruyan, let's go. You're carrying his baby, so you're holding the whole Lu family by the throat. Sooner or later, they will come to bow to you. Mom, seeing them leave, pushed me in a panic. Beimu, run after her. Ruyan has a child. You can't treat her like that. If necessary, my father and I will return to the village, and we will transfer our current house to Brother Ruyan. I stood motionless. Mom, Dad, I've weighed everything well. Before the wedding, the Liu family is already so openly pulling money from me. After the wedding, they will go into a final frenzy. It's better to stop now, before it's too late. That is, are we canceling the engagement? No, the engagement will take place. It's just that the bride will be different. I took out my phone and called my classmate, who had been in love with me for a long time. Come to the Dingxin restaurant. You and I are getting engaged, Mom exclaimed through her tears. Beimu, you'll get engaged to someone else. Ruyan will get mad and get rid of the baby. I calmly replied, let him get rid of it. That's exactly what I need them to understand. You can't take my life hostage with the help of a child. I'd rather cut off their way back myself than be led by them all my life. A classmate arrived half an hour later. Under the congratulations of the guests, we got engaged and took a souvenir photo, a large snapshot of our kiss. In the evening of the same day, I sent the photo by courier directly to Liu Ruyan's house. Let her know she didn't want to marry me. There will be those who want to. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan's mother was still processing her daughter. Ruyan, trust me, you're pregnant. The Lu family is in our hands. Whatever we demand, they will have to do. Liu Ruyan's heart skipped a beat. Mom, Lu Beimu is a tough man. What if he really refuses to marry me? You have his child in your stomach. Who else should he marry? Don't worry, get ready to become a bride. At that moment, the doorbell rang. Liu Ruyan took the package from the courier in surprise. She opened it, and her face turned chalk white. The mother, noticing the change, came closer. Ruyan, what is it? Liu Ruyan picked up the photo with trembling hands. Mom, Lu Beimu got engaged to someone else. Liu Ruyan's mother snatched the picture and glared at it. Liu Ruyan said in a trembling voice, Mom, what should I do now? Does Lu Beimu really not want me with the baby? It can't be. His mother snapped immediately. You said so. He has problems with childbirth after the accident. You're carrying the only heir of the Lu family. Even if Lu Beimu wants to, his parents will never let him leave you with a child. This photo is fake. He sent it on purpose to scare you. If you run to him, you'll fall for the bait. Her mother's words calmed Liu Ruyan down a little, although she still had doubts. Mom, are you sure? Is this really all fake? Of course. It's just his pressure technique. If you break down now, he'll ride on your neck for the rest of his life. Think about it. He told you himself how much he values this child. How could he leave him and get engaged to someone else? Liu Ruyan remembered my joy when I found out about the pregnancy, remembered how I repeatedly made concessions for the sake of the child, and convinced myself that the mother was right. Yes, Mom, you're right. This child is too important to him. He can't leave me and get engaged to someone else. Exactly, the mother confirmed. He's waiting for you to come begging. Take your time. As long as you have a child, everything is in our hands. Okay, Mom, I'll hold on. The mother nodded with satisfaction. But a month has passed, and I haven't made myself known. Liu Ruyan couldn't stand it and came by herself. In the evening, when I returned from work, I saw her at my door. She was holding her stomach with her hand. When she saw me, she immediately stepped forward with a warm smile. Lu Beimu, you've come. How's work? Are you tired? I pulled her hand away and asked coldly, why did you come? She was smiling with all her might. Lu Beimu, of course, to talk about the wedding. If you tighten it, your stomach will grow, and it will be ugly in a dress. Mom agrees. Just let your parents transfer the old apartment to my brother, and I'll marry you. Nothing is more important than our happiness. I don't know how you can utter such insolence with such a casual look. Who says I'm going to marry you? I've already said it's over. If you want to marry someone and ask for a ransom, I don't care. Get off my doorstep. Liu Ruyan became nervous. Lu Beimu, stop talking rashly. There's your baby in my belly. Who else would you marry? I calmly replied, you can remove the child. I will pay you compensation for your health and moral damage. I'm already engaged. I sent you a photo. You probably didn't get it. Liu Ruyan's face became serious. Lu Beimu, how can you say that about your own child? I know that the photo is fake. You don't have to bully me like that. If the child ever finds out, it will hurt him. I laughed briefly. Who told you that the photo is fake? I'm really engaged. The wedding is in 3 months. It's over between us. Liu Ruyan was confused. No, I don't believe it. Lu Beimu, you're lying. You loved me so much. You were so happy to have a child. How could you get engaged to someone else? You're lying to me. I pushed her hand away. Believe it or not, it's your business. But if you want to make a scene, get out.